What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. And hold on to your seats because today's story might just shake the Cleveland Browns organization to its core. What we witnessed this week wasn't just another ugly loss. It was the unraveling of a team that seems trapped in its own stubbornness. The Browns are spiraling. 2 wins, 7 losses, and an entire fan base on the edge of outrage. The tipping point? A Super Bowl champion finally said what everyone's been whispering. Head coach Kevin Stefanski has completely lost control of this team, and his apparent bias against Shadur Sanders could be dooming the franchise's future right before our eyes. When you look at this season, it's not just about numbers. It's about wasted potential. Ever since Week 5, when Stefanski shockingly named rookie Dylan Gabriel the starting quarterback, the Browns' offense has looked lifeless, predictable, and downright incompetent. Gabriel's 5 starts have produced 1 game, over 200 passing yards. 1. In today's NFL, that's not just underperformance, it's malpractice. He's completed just over 58% of his throws, barely scraping together 850 passing yards across 5 games. These are the kind of numbers that make even rebuilding teams look like juggernauts by comparison. Yet, Stefanski continues to trot him out every week, clinging to some delusion that consistency means progress, while a potential franchise quarterback watches from the sidelines. McCoy, a man who knows championship football like few others, finally had enough. After the Browns' latest embarrassment, a 27-20 home loss to the New York Jets, a team openly tanking for draft position, McCoy unloaded on Stefanski. And he didn't mince words. He said what fans have been screaming all season. This isn't about football anymore. This is personal. McCoy's take was sharp and fearless. He believes Kevin Stefanski doesn't like Shadur Sanders. Not because of talent, not because of readiness, but because of something deeper and pettier. Maybe it's ego. Maybe it's discomfort with the spotlight that comes with being Deion Sanders' son. Whatever it is, it's costing this team dearly. McCoy's breakdown hit like a lightning bolt through the Browns community. He pointed out the obvious. If you're sitting at 2-7, if your offense is the worst in the entire NFL, and if your so-called starter can't complete passes against one of the league's weakest secondaries, then why on earth is your most talented quarterback sitting on the bench? This isn't about developing a rookie slowly. This is about a franchise pretending to compete while refusing to make the one change that could actually give them hope. McCoy's words cut straight through the excuses. The Browns are not evaluating their future. They're protecting someone's pride. Let's look at the situation honestly. Shadur Sanders isn't some untested project quarterback. Coming out of Colorado, he was projected by many analysts as a potential first-rounder. He had everything you could ask for: arm strength, intelligence, leadership, and poise under pressure. Yet somehow, he slipped to the 5th round, where Cleveland picked him up. That kind of value should have been a gift, an opportunity to mold a young star with elite potential. But instead, the Browns have treated Shadur like a distraction, keeping him buried behind a wall of excuses and meaningless press conference platitudes. Since joining the team, Shadur hasn't been given a single meaningful chance. No first-team reps in practice, no in-game evaluation, not even garbage time snaps in blowout losses. Every question about his development has been met with evasive answers from Stefanski, who insists he's sticking with the process. But what process? The process of losing? The process of turning a once promising roster into a weekly embarrassment? The process of ignoring talent because of personal politics? Whatever this process is, it's driving the Browns straight into another wasted season and possibly another top 3 draft pick. And that's exactly where McCoy's logic hits hardest. If Cleveland is destined for another high draft pick, they need to know what they have in Shadur right now. If he's the real deal, then they can build around him. If he's not, then fine, draft another quarterback and move on. But refusing to play him gives the franchise zero clarity. It's like driving blindfolded straight toward a cliff. Every game that passes without Shadur under center is another missed opportunity for growth, evaluation, and progress. It's organizational paralysis, fueled by one man's refusal to admit he might have been wrong. What makes this situation even more infuriating is how transparent it's become. You can see it in the way the team plays, flat, uninspired, defeated before the opening kickoff. You can see it in the stands, fans booing, chanting for change, desperate for something to believe in. You can even see it in the locker room, where frustration has reportedly started to bubble over among veterans who are tired of wasting their prime years on a coach's pride. Everyone knows what the problem is, but no one inside the building seems brave enough to fix it. McCoy isn't alone in his criticism. Analysts, fans, and even some players have quietly hinted at the same thing. Stefanski's handling of this quarterback situation has gone beyond football logic. It's personal. Maybe it's resentment toward Shadur Sanders and the media circus that follows him. Maybe Stefanski doesn't want to deal with the headlines or the expectations that would come with playing Shadur. Maybe he's afraid that if Shadur succeeds, it'll expose how wrong his original evaluation was. But whatever the reason, this is not how winning franchises operate. Championship teams play their best players. Period. They don't let pride dictate roster decisions. And here's the bitter irony. Stefanski's job could actually depend on the one player he refuses to play. If the Browns keep losing, if the offense keeps sputtering, he's getting fired. It's that simple. The only move that could possibly save him right now is giving Shadur Sanders a chance. If Shadur comes in and sparks the offense, if he gives the fans hope and shows potential, Stefanski might just buy himself some time. But if he continues down this path of arrogance and denial, he's writing his own termination notice. Every loss makes his seat hotter, and every week without change makes the fan base louder. At this point, even ownership can't stay silent forever. Jimmy Haslam has been criticized for meddling in football operations before, but this is the kind of crisis that demands intervention. When your head coach's personal bias is potentially costing you games, alienating fans, and stunting the growth of a possible franchise quarterback, that's when leadership has to step in. Haslam needs to ask one simple question. Why isn't Shadur Sanders playing? And if Stefanski can't give a football-based answer, it's time for someone else to make that decision. Because the Browns can't keep doing this. They can't keep cycling through coaches, quarterbacks, and excuses while the rest of the league passes them by. They've got a young, talented quarterback sitting on the bench, a locker room desperate for energy, and a fan base begging for something different. All it takes is one bold decision to change the narrative. But right now, that courage is nowhere to be found in Cleveland. So as the Browns prepare for Week 11, the question is simple. Will Kevin Stefanski finally swallow his pride and give Shadur Sanders a shot? Or will he keep doubling down on failure until there's nothing left to salvage? Because one way or another, time is running out for this season, for Stefanski's tenure, and maybe even for this roster's belief in its leadership. What do you think about McCoy's explosive comments? Was he right to call out Stefanski for what looks like personal bias? Should Shadur Sanders finally get his chance to prove himself as Cleveland's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because this story is only heating up. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any updates when this situation finally blows up. Because make no mistake, something big is coming to Cleveland, and you'll want to be here when it does.